aka Jimmy, and I requested today to get this chance so that I can be able to take you through self-esteem. Just a disclaimer, it's not like that professional in the topic, but I was just sharing, or rather I requested to share from my point of view. And maybe just a request, could you please let me know on the screen chat if you can get me just by texting? If you can get me, please just text me or just text a word kindly. Amazing. I can hear you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can see you, Val. I can see you, Mark, Marianne, Ngewa, Tukojela na Sonko. Really. And of course, Jedolo Wood Flora. Okay. So let's talk about self-esteem. And I don't know, brother, can we maybe unmute to just have, or rather, okay, yeah, perhaps we could just talk via the text. So self-esteem, maybe in psychology, the term self-esteem is always, rather is used to describe a person's overall sense of self-worth or personal value. And of course, in other words, it's how much you appreciate yourself. Yes. So do we have maybe anyone else who has a different definition of self-esteem, of what self-esteem is? Probably put it in the layman's language. Anybody? Going once, going twice? Oh, yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, I think self-esteem is how you feel about yourself as a person.
Yeah. And maybe how you feel yourself as a person is not dependent on how others feel about you, right?
Yes.
Nice. I can see you, Jedolo Wood Flora, saying vile unajiona kabisa. That is very true. Jane says embracing who you are. Ngewa kama kawaida anasema ni kujinauo, kujiamini yani. Yeah. Thank you so much for everyone who's given their responses. So I'd like to just share a brief story of my life. Well, I was born in the year 1996. Well, I'm younger to some people I'm older. Has their fair share of trouble. And so mine might not sound like exactly, might not sound like that story that you probably would resonate with, but I'd just like to share my story just to make, or rather to show you how I was able to battle with self-esteem, how sometimes back I was so down, or rather my self-esteem was not at its best, and how I can say that several factors just surrounding me, either as a kid or as a teenager, affected my self-esteem. So when I was growing up, I was growing up in the hands of my loving grandmother. She's still alive, thanks be to God. And I was growing in the company of kids who had their mothers, their fathers around. So in a way, I used to feel as an odd one out. Nilikuwa na feel kama ule kijana mwenye pengine hananga mzazi ama sijui nini, because occasionally, thank you, I can see Jude Maoko and Alan Kimani, thank you so much. So occasionally people will talk about their parents and how their parents are bringing them gifts and how their parents are spoiling them, how they're supposed to do something for their parents to appreciate them or something of the kind. Yet I didn't have that mother, I didn't have that father who will fit in that position. And on the other hand, my grandmother really tried, but you also understand that her era and the era of my mother were different. How she would know that this is how love is expressed is not necessarily how my mother will express love, right? So I grew up missing that little part, and I can't really complain about that. But what I'd say that contributed to that was the fact that I didn't have someone to explain to me that, hey, this is the much you can get, and I think it's about time you appreciate for this that you're getting. However, I grew up, went to primary and in primary, by the way, okay, just let me take you back. By the way, when I was when back at home, nikicheza na watu wengine, I was one of those who are like watu wanakuanga wametolewa kwa mchezo ya game ama wale watu wenye hawajatambulika na watu wengine. And so many times, by the way, unaona hii chama macha baba, of course most of us, if not all, will desire to be mothers and fathers in the games. Lakini sasa mimi nilikuwa mpaka watu entangwaje, watu wana suggest, hata hawangojei nijiseme mimi nitakuwa either wochi, either nitakuwa umbwa, ama nitakuwa or just some other funny character, you know. And anytime I'd nominate myself ati nataka kukua baba ya mtu wote, ningekuwa either single father hapo ama kukue hakuna mwenye anataka kukua mama na mimi. So eventually I'd have to take the position of a dog or a watchman or just some other funny creature ama kama si mgeni, you see. So of course that really affected me, and that made me question myself. I mean, what's making them treat me this way? Of course, pia ilifanya nikakuwa na ule ama na that state of questioning myself and wondering, is it because that I do not come from a family that has a mother and a father? Or is it because that I'm black? Because I've always battled with my skin color. I've always had an issue. Okay, not now, but back then, I always had an issue with my skin color. Na hata I
Jimmy, can't hear you. Van,
Yes,
can you hear me?
I think we've lost him.
It's okay. Then wait for him to reconnect. I think there's a problem with his connection.
Just a minute to try to reconnect.
sorry. Sorry. Pole.
It's okay. You can proceed. You can proceed.
Yes,
It's okay.
ni mobile network inaleta shida kidogo. So like I was saying, I was that guy ambaye alikuwa haja acceptiwa kabisa na watoto wenzake, and of course hiyo ilifanya pia mimi mwenyewe nikakuwa na ile state ya kujirudia. And anytime, of course I know I got so much potential, like based on how I view myself, based on how I know myself, I know I have so much potential. But deep within me, I will really fear, what will these guys think of me? What will these guys talk about me? What will these guys say or tell other people, if not say it directly to my face, when I try making a certain move? Maybe a certain move that's meant to bring out my talent, or maybe a certain move that's meant to show my prowess in anything. So nilikuwa najifungia na ninanyamazia vitu kabisa. Na mpaka it reached a point where I wouldn't feel free to even talk about some things. And yes, with time, I used to stay like, Jimmy, do you have a problem really? Do you think you belong here? So fast forward, things I think got worse when at some point my mother came or joined us and started living with us. And really, I think it was one of the worst times in my life, because in a way I was considered to be the black sheep of our family. I'm the firstborn, but born of a different father from the rest of my siblings. So I was considered to be like the black sheep of my family, because number one, they couldn't accept me in their family. So I had to stay with my mother, with my grandmother. And number two, anytime anything was happening, anything bad was happening, Jimmy would always take the blame on behalf of everybody else. Whether it's anything bad, whether it's anything fatal, ama kitu yote imefanywa na mtoto, Jimmy lazima tu angelipia. This definitely contributed, because mimi nilikosa yule mtu ambaye naweza sema wa kunireassure, because I used to seek that severally, a person to reassure me and tell me that you can do this, or rather you can pull through. And tukisonga mbele, I joined, okay, nilimaliza pia class 8 nikiwa tu in that state of questioning myself, in that state of not wanting to unleash my potential, and in that state of me being or feeling like the black sheep around almost every group that I went to. So when I joined high school, I went
Hello, Jimmy. Hello. Your audio is not okay.
really sorry about that, but I'm back. Sasa, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes,
Okay,
we
thank
can.
you. Thank you,
Yes,
thank you, thank you. Thank you. Pole napotea kidogo. Haya, so like I was saying, in high school pia, I was unable to unleash my potential. Just like primary, I was in that cocoon of not wanting, I'm fearing what people will think, what people will say about me. And of course, ikafika mahali, me being the talkative person, by the way, I've always been talkative since I was born, I think so. I'm actually the most talkative person in my family.
your audio is gone again. Hello, Jimmy.
I'm back. So mimi nilikuwa of course nikiwa on duty, kuna wale watu hawakosekani kwa makosa. Na awase kuna of course wangepeana tu zile bad compliments, bad comments rather, wange throw in bad comments kama Jimmy ni mtiaji, Jimmy ndio ule prefect hata apendai kucheki progress ama nini. And that put me in a very bad position because I really listened. I was really looking for acceptance. I was looking for love. I was looking for people who will say that Jimmy is a good person. I was looking for people who will really appreciate me. I was looking for people with whom I will fit in. And when I was looking for all this, I forgot to look for myself. And when I lost myself, that's when trouble started. Because mara kwa mara, mtu angesema kitu kibaya about me, and that will really take a toll on me, take a toll on my emotions. And yes, men do not cry. Okay, men are known to not cry, but I do not agree with that. We'll talk about that later. But nilifika mahali sasa nikaona yenyewe hii dunia sitawaipendwa na mtu yeyote. So hata tukienda funky, mimi sikuwa na courage ya approach madem, ama ile courage ya kwenda kucheki, hey manze, we can hang out, you know, we can have this group of friends ambao tutakuwa tunaongea na wao. I used to be isolated, or I used to isolate myself for one reason or the other. But when I got to campus, well, the narrative really changed, because I got and joined the drama club, and of course people there accepted me, because mara kwa mara events kuna zingine zinge happen bila mimi. I'm not bragging or anything, but kuna events zinge happen bila mimi. That made me feel really special. That made me feel really loved. And with time, I started stopping this narrative of fearing what people will think about me. So I used to just do anything.
We've lost you.
Being stopped this narrative of what people will think about me. I stopped this narrative of what exactly were people talking about me, either behind my back or even on my face. And that made me hata nikajijua. By the way, I never knew that I could speak in front of masses. I never knew that I could be an entertainment captain mahali. I never knew that I could be like a source of joy to some people. I never knew that really naweza simama hivi ama naweza kaa hivi na niongeleshe watu na wasikize. Unaona? But when I started getting that love, I started getting that recognition that I was seeking for, I started getting that appreciation, things really changed. And of course, the last picture is maybe what I can say depicted my life in campus, because I was ever joyful, I was ever in high moods, no more or rather less moments of somberness, but more of joy, more of happiness, more of celebration. And I looked at myself and said, really, kumbe, some things can contribute to nini. So I want us to look at the signs that your self-esteem is not at its best. Like me, you're always seeking for recognition, appreciation, and acceptance. You also have the tendency of feeling unloved and unwanted. And like I said, mimi nilikuwa nakaa hivi nasema, woi, I don't know who will ever love me in this world. I don't know who will ever appreciate me in this world, because everywhere I go, I'm not fitting in. Everywhere I stay, I'm the black sheep, okay? I used to compromise so many of my values, so many of my dreams, so many of my ambitions, and just to seek recognition and see whether the popular opinion, ama the people's opinion, can favor me and not really take an emotional toll. I used to have this negative self-talk and comparison to others. Looking at myself, I will tell myself, maybe I had a friend called Morris. Maybe Morris is better than I am. Maybe these ladies will love Morris. Maybe these children will want to play with Morris for this reason or the other. I also had this fear of failing, manake, being this person who's viewed as the black sheep. Ni wale ambao achunge, I mean, okay, I'm one of those ambao singetaka kujaribu kitu alafu nianguke. I'm already dealing with so much pressure of what people are saying, even when I've not tried anything. see what exactly I can do wrong in any way. If you wronged me or did me wrong in any way, I think I had anger issues at the time because I was also not getting that contentment of being around people. So I always used to feel used to have this feeling of anger. Okay. And looking at the dangers of low self-esteem, on my end, I see that I had so many unpursued dreams. I had compromised so many of my values, dreams, ambitions, just to seek for recognition and fit in the confines of pressure. All right. I was like a lonely person and a person who was easily taken by the emotional toil. Like any small negative comment will really affect me emotionally and get me into thinking. Of course, my vulnerability to drug and substance abuse increased. However, I did not fall victim of that because over the years, I've always wanted to make my grandmother proud. And looking at what maybe some of these drugs and drugs and substance have done to some of my peers, I've never indulged in them. But I had so many gloomy times and I used to cause injury on innocent people. I don't know if we are together at that point. Anybody who can hear me?
Yes, we are together.
We are together, right?
Yes.
Amazing. So from what I've talked about, where I looked at myself on the signs that your self-esteem is not at its best and the dangers of low self-esteem, can someone maybe on the chat section just share with us perhaps what you think I should have done as a kid growing up, or even as an adult, supposing I'm still struggling, or I'm speaking to someone else who's struggling with that. So what do you think should be done, or what do you think they can do to improve on their self-esteem? Just say 3 minutes, kindly. Hello?
We can hear you.
Yeah. So I was requesting if we can just engage a little bit and someone share what you think you can do, or a kid can do, or a grown-up person can do to just evade these dangers of low self-esteem, to just uplift their self-esteem and like believe in themselves strongly.
Okay, wacha to type.
Yes, sawa. I appreciate it. Aha, I see you, Jude Moko. You say to avoid comparing themselves to others and just focus on their own strengths. Correct. Alan Kimani says, could have controlled yourself and be social and not fear others or friends. Absolutely true. Someone else, maybe? Thank you. So I can also see, just a minute. Loki.
Jimmy, we've lost you.
Hello, Jimmy.
Yes, hello. I'm back. Sorry. My internet inapotea kidogo, inakaa ikipoteanga, but I'm back. So Mary Akinyi says, sorry in case I skipped anyone's message, sorry. Mary Akinyi says, first accept self, both strengths and weaknesses. Understand that they are all an essential part of your being and you are unique. True. That acceptance, self-acceptance is very important, both strengths and weaknesses, and understand that they are all an essential part of your being and you are unique. True. Brother. Father.
Yes.
Yes, father. Rispa Minor, while I wait for you as father, Rispa Minor says, I think we should always be optimistic in life and also having your own principles and goals. Very true, Rispa. So maybe one more, and then Father Jude, Brother Jude.
Maybe I can read those ones because when you are locked out, then there are others, they don't appear. So
Yes, please do.
read them down.
Yes.
Comparing yourself to other people way to start feeling cramming. Try to focus on your goals and achievements rather than
Yes.
measuring them against someone else. Nobody needs
Yes.
pressure.
Yeah, true. Such pressure is really bad for anyone. I can also see Sally saying, first, know there's something unique about you and embrace it. Try focusing on your strengths. Very true. Thank you for all of you who have given their responses and feedbacks. I totally agree. And all those are correct. All those are really ways on how you can do away with the low self-esteem as an individual. And maybe looking at ways, or rather what I thought, I see Lynn Karanja, says, getting to really know yourself and accept yourself as you are. Identifying activities that you enjoy doing and engage in them. Things that are satisfying, fulfilling, gratifying to you. True. So looking at what I had in mind on ways to boost or better your self-esteem. See, the "your" is in caps and in red, or rather the "your" has been highlighted because I intended to look at how you can do, what you can do to boost your self-esteem and of course boost the self-esteem of the people around you. So first, let's look at how you can boost your self-esteem. Just like someone said, remind yourself that you are the best that there ever existed. This is very important. Every day you wake up. I like this song by Shenseea. She says, first thing in the morning when I wake up, say blah, 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 look in the mirror, say, I'm the best. Yes. Oh, Mark Yuko says, and beware, you cannot please everyone. Just be fantastic on your own. True. So, like I was saying, you always need to remind yourself that you're the best that ever existed. Whether it's this interview that you've attended and you're really surprised or you're really shocked, will I really make it through the interview? Or it's this assignment that you have and those that you're working against or those who you're competing against are people who have maybe had this prowess in that field. You need to remind yourself that, hey, Jimmy, hey, Lynn, hey, Mark, hey, Val, hey, brother Jude, I'm the best. And there's no one else that will ever exist as me, or rather there's no one presently who's as best as I am. And of course, the second thing is to lock out negativity. See, the minute you listen, the minute you admit negativity in your life,
Jimmy.
Jimmy, I think we've lost you again.
Oops, I'm back again. I'm back again. Sorry for all that. So the third thing that I thought will help you boost your self-esteem is to stop seeking to justify yourself. Justification might not come from the people you expect, not even your parents, not even your lovers, not even your spouses. It might not come from them, okay? So it's about time you stop seeking for justification from those, because anytime, I don't think there's anything that anyone will do that will be justified or that will be justifiable before the eyes of everyone. Not even Jesus Christ, who was the Son of God, was able to have everyone agree with what he did. And this made me think or know that those who mind don't matter, and of course those who matter don't mind. Do you? Every time you think of starting a project, do you? Do not seek, do not think, what will this person think about? What will Mark think about me? If he minds, he doesn't matter. Oh, sorry, Mark. I'm only using you as an example, bro. Okay. So if he minds, he doesn't matter. And if he really matters to you, then he won't mind. That's what I always tell myself. Fourth, respect yourself enough to walk off toxic environments. Toxic environments can be from your parents, can be from your spouses, can be from your best friend, can be from your crush, can be from your whichever group, okay? As long as the person is human, they have room for toxic environment, okay? So anytime anyone begins to show you any toxicity, just get out of that place, okay? Make new friends any day, anytime. These new friends will help you occupy your minds with positivity, because high chances are you'll get people, when you're looking for positivity, you'll get people who are offering positivity. You'll definitely get people who will believe in you, and you increase your your probability of the number of people that you will meet that will bring you down, or rather that will uplift your spirit. No, I meant to say, sorry. You are likely to increase the probability of the number of people that you will have around that will increase, that will boost your self-esteem, that will heighten your moods, that will make you believe in yourself more, okay? And of course, the next thing is go out, have fun, spend time with those who treat you right. Focus your energy, love, affection, name it, on those on grounds it's appreciated. Okay. So looking at the other thing is ways to boost or better other people's self-esteem. Number one, speak positivity. Sorry for that. So, like I was saying, speak positivity to anybody that you're around, provided they're human. Speak positivity. It will do them good. And I don't think it takes you any energy to just speak positivity to anybody. Just appreciate someone. Tell them, hey, you're looking good, even if they're probably not looking good sometimes. Tell someone, hey, you can do this. Hata kama hata wewe unaona enyewe mjamaa haezi kitu. Okay? Stand for them who are not as strong. Of course, some of us have been granted the strength to have high self-esteem, to have the strength to face stuff that others do not have the courage, do not have the strength to. So harassment, let them know that they should not take harassment. Let them know that they should not take any negativity from anybody. Okay? And of course, the biggest thing is to better your self-esteem, because definitely someone looks up to you. Someone is anywhere, in whatever setting, someone looks up to you. Either they have told you or they're doing that silently, someone looks up to you. So of course, when you better your self-esteem, they also feel the challenge and they also get the energy and the strength to better their self-esteem. Probably, do we have any question to that point? Someone? Okay, looks like there's none. So when your self-esteem is at its best, you'll definitely be able to chase your dreams without fear of failing or fear of. Can you kindly share the previous slide? Which slide, Nani? Val?
The
This?
one on ways to boost your own
Sorry?
self-esteem.
Oh, there.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So perhaps do you have any other question? You can unmute.
You can actually proceed.
All right, let's move on. Perhaps if you have, yeah, in case anyone has a question, you can just type it and then I'll look at it on the chat section. Hi. So I was saying that when your self-esteem is at its best, you'll definitely chase your dreams without fear of failing or fear of what someone will think or say, and you'll do this with your head high. You won't fear anything that comes your way. Yes, Jude. Yes, Brother Jude. And negativity, when your self-esteem is at its best, negativity won't reach you regardless of who speaks it, whether it comes from your spouse, whether it comes from your mother, whether it comes from your father, because I understand there are parents who are toxic. There are friends who, there are people you think are friends, but they are really toxic. But whether they say anything bad about that, I mean, it won't get to you. It won't reach you, right? And definitely you'll be a source of inspiration to others. I said everyone has that person who looks up to them. In my opinion, I think that everyone has that person who looks up to them. So when your self-esteem is at its best, you'll be a source of inspiration to those who look up to you, and you'll definitely conquer. I don't think there's anything that will hold you back from conquering. So we've gotten to that point of questions. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Aha, so it looks like there are no questions. Any question? Someone? All right. Oh, the slide, Lynn says, can you go to the slide of boosting others? Yes, sure, Lynn. Here we are. So in the meantime, in case anyone has something else to add on self-esteem, feel free to do that, because like I said, I'm not really a profession. to battle with self-esteem. Like, I was saying, in case anyone has anything to add. Yes. Okay, I think we can add supporting others and being warm with others. True. That's when it comes to boosting other people's self-esteem. Yes. Anyone else? In the meantime, I wish to thank you all for being with me. Yeah, Alan Kimani says someone look up to you means you are a role model to someone, whether you're a good person or a bad person. Yes, that's what I truly think or feel, that someone does look up to you. You are a role model to someone. That's what it means. And when someone looks up to you, they are likely to to copy your lifestyle. They are likely to copy a number of things from you. And definitely, I know it will be everyone's desire to have everyone who's looking up to them copy their, or rather take after their self-esteem that's strong. So Val Wangoi says, accepting each other in our indifferences. Yes, that's another way of boosting other people's self-esteem. Yes. And accepting other people, or rather
Jim, I think we've lost you.
JN, sorry. JN. Oh, Jude Moko speaking.
It's okay, you're back, you can.
Yeah, so I think I'm done with my presentation. I just seen something from Lynn Karanja. We can also add gratitude and develop gratitude practices, appreciating self in everything that you do, even if it's making that bed in the morning. Yes. Talking about making the bed, well, most of us are victims to that. How we leave our beds in the morning is the same way our last dream was. So if we had a horror dream na tulirusha mablanketi hapa kule, it was bad. Yeah. But I appreciate that. Developing gratitude practices. Someone else? Right, sawa. So maybe I would like to say FMI to says questions from students, please. Sawa. Maswali zikiendeleanga kukuja
Yeah, you are now muted. You can say, ask your questions.
Just a minute,
Hello?
the presenter to be.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can continue, student.
Yes, please continue. Please continue. Someone was speaking.
Yes, I'm getting you. Just hold on.
Yes.
Then ask your question.
My question, I am Jane Waweru,
Okay.
and I'm a Form 3. And my question is, if you are
Yes.
undergoing maybe depression for those maybe the holiday we were at home, and how can
Yes.
you maybe overcome, or maybe how can you make your self-esteem maybe high when you are
Yes.
maybe undergoing depression?
Yes. Uh-huh. So, in my very humble opinion, I feel that you should look at that which caused you depression. And once you're able to identify that which caused you depression, then feel free, or rather, make a step, make a bold move to get off from it. Whether it was coming from your loved ones, whether it was coming from your friends. Sorry, there's noise at the background. There's some noise coming from your background. Hello.
Hello?
Just go ahead. They can hear you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, you can continue with the.
Hello.
Yes, yeah, you can continue with the answer.
So yeah. So she asked what exactly you can do to restore your self-esteem, especially in the event that you are going through a hard time of depression. So I was saying that once you identify that which was causing you depression, then you're able to move away from it, or you're able to divert your attention from it, and you're also able to learn how to overcome it. Because I'm speaking to you, or rather I'm hoping I'm speaking to a person who's been able to overcome depression. And being a person who has been able to overcome depression definitely means that you are able to identify that which was bringing you, or that which was causing you depression. And once you're able to identify that, then you can tell, or rather you will know, that being around that environment that brought you that state of depression is something, or rather is not really good for you. Regardless, like I said, regardless, whether it's your loved ones, whether it's your friend, whether it's your spouse, you need to get off that environment. That might be step one. And then number two, go out, spend more time with friends, and not just friends, but friends who really appreciate you without you having to seek for appreciation from them. Friends who love you without you having to seek for love from them. Friends who will recognize you. Friends who will feel your energy without you having to look for it. Okay. There are these friends whom you have to look for energy from, you have to look for acceptance from, by either spending your money on them, or rather going to an extra mile of compromising your morals for them. And you do realize that such love is short-lived, okay? So the minute you learn that you have this category of friends who accept you for who you are, who will make you happy, regardless of whether you're in your high or low moments, whether you have money or you don't have money, whether you're able to do anything for them or you're not able to do anything for them, then I think that's the right click for you, okay? And hanging around that clique will help you really much, because when you go out and socialize with people, you get this chance to do away with overthinking, because of depression. Lean and any other professional in the field of psychology can attest that depression might come from overthinking. Yes. So being with these people or this category of people who appreciate you and love you for who you are and will not want favors for you, I mean, in order for you to, for them to love you, will make you stop ama get off the cocoon of overthinking. And once you're not overthinking, of course, everything will be back to normal, okay? And self-esteem will be built when you're hanging around the good friends, when you're also getting off the toxic environments, and when you also start believing in yourself. Even before your friends, or rather even before your good friends start believing in you, before they start loving you, before they start appreciating you, it's about time you start appreciating yourself. It's about time you start loving yourself and reassuring yourself that you are the best. Because without you doing that, even if a million of us did that for you or that did that to you, it might not make sense. Okay, girl? I hope that's satisfactory, and someone maybe can add. Someone can add. Feel free to add to that.
Hello, sister. You can unmute yourself. I've put you a co-host.
So, hi, my name is Mashindi. I've got a question.
Yes.
We didn't really get on your climax on how you got to get the self-esteem after your high school.
After my high school. Okay, so it came along by me joining a drama club, because sorry, there's some noise in your background. Yeah, okay. So when I got to campus, I started associating myself with people who loved me. Well, at that time, I was really looking for that love. I was really looking for that acceptance. So I started associating myself with people who appreciated me. And in this case, those who appreciated me were more than those who did not appreciate me. Those who felt that I was a good person were more than those who felt that I was a snitch, those who felt that I was a bad person of the society. And with this, I was able to also remember or tell myself and reassure myself that, aya, kumbe, I'm a good person. Even if these people thought, because I always knew that I had this career that I wanted to start. And I can say that in a way, in a very significant way, I did not manage to indulge myself to follow that career, because I always used to fear. What will these people think about me? What will these people from high school? Yes, we have already finished high school, but nilimaliza nikijuanga, I was hated by a number of people. And in this case, who are the majority, okay? So I used to ask myself, Sasa, what if they see me and they're like, sasa umjamaa, ama waandike a negative comment. I knew at that time that a negative comment would really, really, really take an emotional toll on me, okay? So when I got to campus, I started associating myself with people who appreciated me. And of course, you know, at least there, with such a setting, there were kuna so much diversity. And at least you're able to choose, I will associate myself with this, I will not hang out with this person. And pia, pole pole too, I started capitalizing on socializing on my social life. I now got more friends. I now got more people around me who will appreciate my energy and who will feel that my energy was right, or my energy was was doing them good. And yes, I can say that with that, I was able to remember that Jimmy was born to be a great person. And something else maybe that I didn't mention, there are these songs that you listen to and they really uplift your soul, or rather they really uplift your moods. And one of which, I don't know if I have sufficient data to do that, to share, but perhaps you guys could listen. I'm writing the name of the song on the screen, but it's called, what do you call this? It's by Nyashinsky. Let me just write it. Nyashinsky. Yes. Yeah, it's called Balance. Balance, yes. So in this song, he says something to do like practice, piga mpaka tick. And then he also says something like, sorry, I'm back. Sorry for that, I'm back. Perhaps any other question?
Okay, you are giving the on the song. What does it say? Because
it has a number of lyrics. To be honest, I can't recall all, but it has a number of lyrics that I love and that I feel zina uplift sana mood. But please feel free to like Nyashinsky. The song was Balance. Or rather, I don't know if I can share it, perhaps because I know I have it on my computer. Can I?
As we wait for Jimmy, any more questions? Anybody with another question?
Yeah, any other question in the meantime?
Brother Jude? Brother Jude? Brother Jude? Okay. Valentine?
yes.
I think you can go ahead.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Ashley Wairimo from 3.
Yes.
And I have a question.
Yes, Ashley.
How can you overcome the fear of failure?
The fear of failure.
Yes.
Okay. So, of course, the fear of failure. Sorry, there's some noise in your background. Hello, there's some noise in your background.
Just continue this. Jimmy? Hello, Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Yes. Sorry, Ashley. So I was saying the fear of failure mainly or majorly comes from you having a feeling of being insufficient to take up a certain task, okay? And One of the things that you need to know, sorry, there's some noise on your background. Yes, so sorry, I'll repeat that the fear of failure comes from you feeling insufficient of taking up any task, okay? And I want you to know that for you to have thought that you can do anything meant that you really can do that thing. And failure, to be honest, is just like, I can say what? It's just like part of life. Yeah, it's part of life. When you look at people, or rather great people in the history, most of them, or if not all, as a matter of fact, I think all of them had this point in their life where they failed. Our very own, the current, or rather the sitting president of Kenya, tried running for presidency in the year 2002, which he failed terribly, not really terribly, but got position 3. And so you won't be the first to fail, okay? That's one of the things I always tell myself. After all, I won't be the first to fail. And if I tried and did not succeed in whatever, in getting the outcome that I was looking at, I will not have failed, but rather I will have come out of that with a lesson on what exactly to do or what not to do if I want to achieve that again next time. Okay, so supposing you want to try out singing, or rather you have these drama festivals upcoming and you want to audition for a certain role, and you go and audition, and maybe the person who's casting does not feel your vibe. You should not count yourself as having failed, but you should count yourself as a person who learned that this casting director, or rather for this role, this vibe was not really necessary, or rather this intonation was not really okay for this role, okay? So I think all you need to tell yourself, number one, is that you are not the first to not succeed. Let's not look at it as fail, but let's look at it with the perspective of not succeed. Okay. And then secondly, look at it as, yes, you did not succeed or you did not achieve that which you were looking at, but you got a lesson from that. Okay. If maybe say you have been heartbroken severally and you fear trying out new relationships, I don't think you should. Yes, in as much as you're encouraged to take time and hold on and see if your heart works best with other people, I think you should not fear. If you come across a person with whom you feel that you're vibing, go ahead, try out this person. If that relationship won't work, then of course you'll definitely get a lesson from that person, or from that relationship. If you're trying this exercise or this activity and do not succeed in it, do not look at it as having failed. Look at it as having acquired a lesson that will not help you achieve that which you're looking at. I hope that's satisfactory. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for the nice answer. Thank you.
I appreciate.
Okay. I have the last one here.
Yeah, feel free.
If you feel that the bond between you and your parents
Yes.
is getting weaker each day,
Yes.
what actions do you have to take?
Okay. So, if I can respond to your question, you see, the bond between you and someone else is grows strong based on two things. Number one, your contribution, you as Ashley, you as Jimmy, you as Brother Jude, your contribution towards the better or the worse or the deterioration of that relationship, and their contribution to that. Okay, so at this stage, I'd like you to know that I do not have a good relationship really with my mom. Okay, And I'm not saying that to get sympathy or anything. I'm just good, ladies and gentlemen. But I know very well that for a relationship to work, it takes the effort of the two persons, or rather the two parties in that relationship. Okay. So if it's not working and you clearly see that you're not the contributing factor to it not working, then I think you should not really stress yourself, but leave it to God. Well, I'm not saying that you really throw your hands off it and like turn your head away from it. No, but look at other ways other than trying to do something that will prove a point. Okay. For instance, you realize if you're not in a good relationship with your parent, or rather with your spouse, and you are not the contributing factor to that, you might be doing stuff to prove that, hey, you need to be in good terms with me, but then they might not see it how you want them to see it. And it won't be your mistake. But what you will get from that, I can assure you, is frustration, because when you are doing that, you expected that by so doing, you will have a good relationship. You will be able to reinstate your relationship with that person you're talking about. But when they do not act accordingly, or rather respond in accordance with what you thought, then you start feeling, was this really the good thing? And you'll definitely get frustrated. Okay. So just to save on the frustrations, just leave it to God. I believe the Bible has said that anytime we feel that our burdens are really hard on us, we really need to cast them unto God. Not just anytime we feel that they are hard, any burden we have. Okay. So if you have this feeling that I have worked on this so much and yet it's still not coming through, of course, give it to God. By all means, give it to God. I know God will definitely do something, and that something might not be to improve your relationship, but that something might be to maybe get off you from that. In the beginning, I must have said that I was brought up by my grandmother. She's definitely one of the dearest persons in my life, okay? But when I finished campus, yes. So, sorry, I was saying, when I finished campus, at the beginning of this engagement, I must have said that I was taken care of by my grandmother, even up to date, and she's definitely one of the dearest persons in my life. But when I finished campus, we had this almost 3 months time ambayo hatukuwa in good terms kabisa. It was being contributed to a number of factors, but I don't think Jimmy was one of those factors. She was probably feeling frustrated that amepeleka kijana mpaka university, kijana hajapata kazi bado, kijana ako tu hapa bado anakula chakula yake, kijana hata hatoki kwa nyumba, because at that time again I was a little bit not lazy, but okay, lazy. Wacha tuseme lazy tu, wacha niache kusugarcoat. So I was a little bit lazy. Now I just said, well, okay, it has reached to this point whereby I have tried doing everything to at least show my grandmother that manze atufai kukua tunakosana hivi. Unaona? Tumekaanisha for so long for us to even start breaking this bond right now. But one of the solutions that God gave me was a job. And this job was not around my grandmother, but a job that's far off from my grandmother. And right now I can reassure you that the relationship between my grandma and I has been reinstated to best. Okay? So I know that when you leave it to God, God will definitely give you the best solution. Now, the best solution might not be to solve things immediately or ASAP, but just give God and leave it all to him. Yes. Father, I don't know if you can add anything, Brother Jude. Would you like to add anything to that?
For me, I'm okay. Thank you so much for that.
Yes.
Maybe if anybody else have something to add, maybe anything, a compliment, maybe question or sort, or just a compliment, maybe I'll share the screen for that song which you machines, yeah?
Yes. Okay. On the screen,
And
let me just.
okay. So as it plays, then somebody can type
Their question, huh?
so that it
Okay.
since
Okay.
let me share the screen.
Okay, sure. Let me just do that right now. And here we are. I hope you'll all be able to hear. Just a minute, let me unmute.
You can increase the volume.
$1 million. Practice become stake. I'm so much cooler than you think. Necessities mpaka stake. Ya kitu natafuta iko by the ini mixture tu na tai chi. Okay, ni secret tunapita una tai left.
Maybe the volume.
Success permanent. Kona CCM bado nalala. Kona CCM bado naupenda. Somehow the rest wanadai. Semi win. Kona CCM bado nalala. Kona si together. Wow, balance.
Brother Jude. Brother Jude. Brother Jude. Hello,
Yes.
Brother Jude.
Hello, nakupata.
Yes, I think we can conclude. Anybody the question or last comments, then we can conclude for the night. Val,
Yes.
you have anything to say before we conclude?
Maybe I will wish for one of us to give a vote of thanks if she's still on. Brenda.
Okay. Before the vote of thanks,
Yes.
we would like to give our sincere apologies for the connectivity today, but at least we have managed through. Those who have come for the first time, karibuni. Sorry for the interruption, but at least we thank our presenter. At least he has tried, although he was trying, like me also for us, we were a bit